It's Christmas time. Oh, hello everybody. It's me, Chris Smith. And guess what? Today I am reviewing and Juliet, the hit musical, which I saw so long ago I'm too embarrassed to even tell you how long. Let's just say it's been a few months. I saw this in Los Angeles. Okay, that gives it away because somebody could look it up. It was the end of August. It's now January. I'm sorry. I just haven't felt like doing a review. And to be frank, I wasn't overly thrilled with Anne Juliet when I first saw it. Now, over time, I've thought about it more, and it's sunk into my head. So this is not a bad review. Don't worry, Juliet. Hasn't she suffered enough? Now, Anne Juliet is what you get when you take Romeo away from the equation. Basically, the plot is that Shakespeare has written Romeo and Juliet, and everybody's like, oh, the ending, ah. And his wife, Anne Hathaway, not the actress, she pops up and she's like, I think there's a better way to do it. Why does Juliet have to die? Why can't she live? There's life after Romeo. Oh, if you see movement back here, it's Blackie Humphrey. So basically, she starts telling her tale of what her version of the story would be. And they sort of, Shakespeare and his wife are sort of fighting over this quill pen that, I mean, it's not like a magic pen that writes the show for them, but it sort of is whenever one has the quill pen in their hand, then they're sort of in charge of the show, which is a very cute concept, and I'm all for that. Okay, so here is the poster art before we get into the whole review. Somebody in one of the videos was like, he took 15 minutes to get started. This whole thing is the review, dumbass. So if I'm talking about the poster and the whole thing, that's my review and that's my process. So go make your own videos. Boy, what a crab ass. Do you see why I haven't been doing videos? Just in such a bad mood. Okay. Now, this is one of those posters that I was like, it's sort of boring. I mean, it's cute. You've got the heart and the Anne Juliet logo is nice. And then you have the headphones on it. I'm like, why is a heart listening to music? I mean, I'm sure it's a metaphor for your heart listening to, or you listening to your heart. I don't know. I don't know. It's not my favorite design, but it is iconic now. You can recognize this font, and certainly just the headphone and the heart, and you can be like, that's Anne Juliet. And of course up here it says Max Martin and Tim Headington, Teresa Steele Page, Jenny Peterson, Martin Dodd, Ava Price present Anne Juliet. There's Life After Romeo, the hit musical comedy. Now it's booked by David West Reed, music by Max Martin and friends. Max Martin is a music producer and let's say writer of hit songs in the boy band and pop music world. Choreography is by Jennifer Weber. The choreography was very fun, and it was a lot of movement and action-packed steps. And it's directed by Luke Shepard. Now, so I saw this on tour at the Amundsen Theater downtown in beautiful Los Angeles. It's not my favorite theater in the world. Some people call it a big old barn. Here's the inner page, and you know I don't like these programs that are bigger like this. I like the actual playbills, like you get at the Pantages. and like you get on Broadway. These are just so, and they've shrunk over the years. Believe it or not, these used to be a lot bigger. But yeah. Now here's the cast that we had. Rachel Webb. She was very beguiling as Juliet. Beguiling. I never used that word. Let me look it up and see what exactly it means. I don't want to be calling her a name. Okay, it's charming or enchanting, often in a deceptive way. Hers wasn't a deceptive way. She just is charming or enchanting. So I wish I had just said she was enchanting. Oh, guess who wants to say hello? It's Blackie, Humphrey, Hector, Angel, Shadow, Rascal, Godfrey Gladstone the Third. My sweet boy. Now Blackie did not see Anne Juliet with me because you still can't take dogs to the theater, I guess, unless you have your emotional support animals, or maybe those dogs that lead the blind. But who else was in the cast? Who else? So, and of course the cast has changed a little bit, I believe, since the stop on my tour, but I can only speak for this. You had Paul Jordan Jansen. You have Till Wicks. Now, I was excited that Till Wicks was in the show because I saw her on Broadway in the Cher show, which is another show that was not one of my favorites, but I did like the production. I liked and I liked the actresses. They had 3 actresses playing Cher, and Till Wicks was one of them. And so now she's playing Shakespeare's wife, Anne. And Corey Mock, is it Mock or Mach? As Shakespeare. Also, you have Nick Drake as May, who is one of Juliet's friends. You have Catherine Allison as Angelique. You have Michael Canu as Romeo. And I won't tell you if Romeo comes back during the show. I won't say that. He does. Spoiler alert. And of course, you have Francois is played by Mateus Lete Caruso. Boy, I wish I had a person here that could tell me the pronunciation of each name. If we were on TV, though you can watch this show on TV, I would have a producer that would go over all the names with me. We'd have big meetings before the show. I'd probably bring donuts or bagels. Not that I need more donuts or bagels in my life. I'm trying to lose weight this year. But enough about me. It's all about Anne Juliet. Boy, maybe that person was right. Maybe I do talk about other things before I talk about the show. But who cares? It's my show. So Anne Juliet was done in the West End in 2019. It came to Broadway 2022. In 2024, they did the UK and Ireland tour, and in 2024, the US tour launched as well. And it was nominated for a bunch of Olivier Awards and won for Best Actress in a Musical, Miriam Teak Lee, Best Actor in a Supporting Role in a Musical, David Bedella, and Best Actress in a Supporting Role in a Musical, Cassidy Jansen. I'm just telling you who won. These people were not on our tour. But when it was on Broadway and went up for the Tonys, it got a bunch of nominations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it got all these nominations, including Best Musical, but it didn't win any. Now, oh, and of course there are other people in the show too. Here they all are. It was a pretty big cast. Oh wait, don't want anyone chopped off on the end. You can see this online, of course. But sometimes if you're watching a video, if you're like me, you want to see your name and your face. I always love seeing mine. Okay, so the musical numbers included Larger Than Life, I Want It That Way, Baby One More Time. Some of these, when I saw the titles, I'm like, I don't know what that is. And then when I heard it in the show, of course I did. Oops, I Did It Again. I Kissed a Girl. It's My Life. Oh, and you know that character May, not to give anything away, but at some point someone sings, It's Gotta Be May, which is which is from one of those songs from one of those boy bands. I don't know. And I always thought that was funny because then they put it in the show and had a character named May. But, you know, they're supposed to be, I think they're saying it's going to be me in the show, or in the song. Anyway, I thought it was funny at least. What else? Since You've Been Gone is one of the songs. Everybody, yeah, is another one. I mean, just so many. Here's Roar. Can't Stop the Feeling. Here's the songs for you to enjoy. Now, maybe I'm just too old for this show. This concept has been done before. I like it, like sort of a winky meta type thing, like they did with Something Rotten with those Neville and the Bottom Brothers, and they're battling Shakespeare, who's sort of like a bored rock star, and this is sort of that way. Shakespeare's like the big thing, and he's a little cocky, and his wife comes in and she's got her own ideas. So it's a very female empowered show, which I'm all for that. I think that's wonderful. But I think I'm not really the market for this show. But the crowd seemed to love it. So I think if you're really into boy bands and the like, I mean, and girl bands too, certainly, then you'll enjoy this show. Now, Max Martin, what all has he done according to this? He's created some of the biggest hits that span over 2.5 decades. He's won all these awards, 5 Grammy Awards, including Producer of the Year. He was recently inducted to the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and Juliet is his first musical production. Yes, and they used his extensive catalog, and I think that's marvelous. And David West Reed, what did he do? He's won a lot. He's done things, and he's an Emmy and Golden Globe winning and Tony nominated writer. He did the series The Big Door Prize. Yes, he's worked on Schitt's Creek, it looks like, as a writer and executive producer. He worked on the Roy Orbison musical In Dreams, and The Dream of the Burning Boy. It's off-Broadway drama. Yes, so I mean, the director has done lots of things, and Juliet, which got 3 Olivier Awards, as I mentioned earlier. Just tons of shows. So all of these people, very talented. It just wasn't my favorite. But that didn't stop me from, of course, did I already have the poster? Of course, I think maybe I got the poster when I saw Aunt Juliet, but because I always have to go shopping. And I got this magnet, and Juliet, which is your traditional square magnet. But I do like this one better. Now, even though I said I didn't really like the whole headphones over the heart, as a magnet, it's fun and different. Oh, excuse me. And it's almost like a bottle cap. You just put your bottle in there and just, I mean, don't do that. It'll probably break it. But doesn't it look like it could be a bottle opener? Anyway, that's what I thought of Anne Juliet. That's my entire review from beginning to end. That's the review. It's a mixed review. I like the concept of it. I like that it was girl power, even non-binary power, really, because some of the characters were gender fluid, it seemed, and I think that's marvelous. But story-wise, I wasn't overly bowled away, and music-wise, it's not my bag. Anyway, but go see Anne Juliet. Oh, and you're going to want to know where to go. So it's still on its national tour. Here's some of the cities you can go to see it. It's going to be in Fort Lauderdale, or it's there right now. Well, I don't even know what date it is. I think it's the 19th. It's there till the 25th of January. Then Naples, Florida. Of course, you can find all of this at And Juliet. Spell out the word and JulietBroadway.com. It'll tell you about the Broadway tickets, the North American tour, and I think there's even a section for your international. You've got the London production on the West End, but let's just worry about the U.S. tour, shall we? Fort Myers, Florida in February, Tampa, Florida, North Charleston, South Carolina, February. These would make great Valentine's presents for someone. If you're a boy or a girl, if you have children, it's good for teenagers, I think. Huntsville, Alabama, February 24th to March 1st. Omaha, Nebraska, Grand Rapids, Michigan in March. Also on to Montreal, Quebec. We've gone up into Canada now. You see Ottawa, Ontario, Detroit, Michigan, March 31st to April 12th. Maybe my friend George's family could go see that. Hershey, Pennsylvania in April. Syracuse, New York in April. Schenectady, New York, April 28th to May 3rd. Hartford, Connecticut. Richmond, Virginia, May 12th to the 17th. Birmingham, Alabama. Fayetteville, Arkansas. Appleton, Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Indianapolis, Indiana. We're already up until June. East Lansing, Michigan. San Antonio, Texas in July, the 7th through the 12th. Austin, Texas, July 14th through the 19th. Chicago, Illinois, July 22nd to August 2nd. Knoxville, Tennessee, August 4th to the 9th. And, of course, the last date so far is Charlotte, North Carolina at the Belk Theater. That's August 11th through the 16th. So treat yourself to some theater and go see Anne Juliet. I'll see you the next time that it's Christmas time.